Tēnā koutou katoa. Tonight in your Thursday night news bulletin. Fonterra resumes milk collection from Bay of Plenty farmers. Oil clean-up crews return to the Bay of Plenty beaches. And Kids Duathlon postponed until next year. Those stories and more tonight on City News. A limited gas flow provided by Vector has enabled Fonterra to reopen some of its milk processing sites in the Upper North Island. Fonterra Managing Director of Trade and Operations, Gary Romano, says, however, the limited supply means there is a scale back of processing capabilities to avoid gas supply being cut off again. Mr. Romano says as sites started running today, milk was able to be collected from some farmers in the Waikato and Bay of Plenty. Meanwhile, Rotorua Chamber of Commerce CEO Roger Gordon says local businesses are managing the gas situation at the moment, but that could change.
The feedback that we're getting from our members is that they're managing it at this particular stage, and that they are minimising the commercial negative impact, which is good. Obviously, as it goes further, and as it extends into another 3, 4, 5 days, if it does, then that could be more of a problem. But at this stage, I would suggest no panic, and things are being handled well.
Vector contractors continue to work on the gas pipeline and are estimating it will take another couple of days to repair. Clean-up crews were on the beaches in the Bay of Plenty today, clearing further oil that was exposed after high tide yesterday. National On-Scene Commander Nick Quinn says shoreline clean-up assessment teams around the coastline yesterday had identified fresh oiling around Mount Maunganui and Leisure Island, as well as along the closed sections of beach between Tay Street and Maketu Spit. Mr. Quinn says the reappearance of oil on the freshly cleaned beaches was not unexpected, and the oil spill response team was trialling beach clean-up machinery which would supplement the human effort. He says New Zealand Defence Force personnel were also conducting clean-up operations around the Bay of Plenty, and the salvage team has continued pumping oil from the Rena, with fuel transfer being taken from the Port Number 5 tank. Work is also continuing to establish a fuel transfer system from the engine room tanks into the Tug Go canopus. With the recent confirmation of people becoming infected with measles in the Bay of Plenty, early protection is being encouraged by the Medical Officer of Health. Dr. Neil Devitt says with the measles virus in our community, the best way for us to avoid further cases is for everyone to ask themselves, is my family protected? Dr. Neil Devitt says he's concerned about the impact measles could have in the community, as it's a very serious infectious disease.
I think it's important for people to realise that with measles there's quite a high rate of complications, so it can be quite a serious illness. Most people will get better on their own without needing any further treatment, but there can be serious complications such as pneumonias or diarrhea or ear infections, and very occasionally, in about 1 in 1,000 cases, it can cause encephalitis or inflammation of the brain, and that can be very serious.
Dr. Devitt says measles immunisation provides effective protection, and the vaccine is completely free for children and adults. If you think your child or someone in your family may have measles, stay at home and phone your doctor or healthline on 0800 611 116. Rotorua is looking to inspire and captivate the hearts and souls of more than 70 Australian travel writers this weekend by showcasing the many unique experiences the city has to offer. The writers are in Rotorua for the Australian Society of Travel Writers annual general meeting and conference. It's a major success for Rotorua to host the event, as it's the first New Zealand city to do so in 7 years. Rotorua has a 21% market share of Australian arrivals to New Zealand, with around 235,000 visiting a year. Rotorua District Council Group Manager of Economic Services Mark Rawson hopes that number will grow as a result of the coverage from the conference. In sport tonight, organisers of the annual Rotorua Association of Triathletes and Multisport Kids Duathlon have officially postponed this year's event due to a clash with a similar event. Association President Katrin Walbert has confirmed the event will be moved to February the 21st, 2012. She says the duathlon has been scheduled for the 12th of November. However, a kids triathlon has been organised by Sport Bay of Plenty for the 19th. So the duathlon will be moved to February to allow full participation by up-and-coming multi-sport athletes throughout the Bay of Plenty. Katrin Walbert says further information can be obtained via their website rats.org.nz. To weather now, tonight cloudy periods, easterly winds, overnight a low of 11. Tomorrow Friday, a few showers, northeast winds, a high of 21 and low of 11. Outlook for Saturday, a few showers, northeast winds, a high of 17 and low of 11. Marine forecast for Lake Rotorua tomorrow Friday, southeast 10 knots tending northeast in the afternoon, then easing at night. Waves less than half a metre and a few showers. If you've missed any of tonight's bulletin, you can watch it again by going to tvrotorua.co.nz and click on the View Latest City News link. Or to view what's on in our city, click on the Upcoming Events link. Still to come in tonight's program, we take a look at the Biological Farming Conference. I talk with Medical Officer of Health, Dr Neil DeWitt. But after the break, Lou Parker is in at the Council talking with Pauline Hitchcock about our response to the Rena disaster.